Hi guys, and welcome to an almost personal reading, this time a career reading. Remember, as always, take what resonates with you, leave behind the rest, never ever force it to fit, as these are general readings, okay? If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate it. Remember, please like the video. I would appreciate your support. Now, let's get to it. As I mentioned here, this is a career reading. Does that matter? Yes, it does. Love readings, career readings, general readings, they're all spiritual readings. The context matters, all right? It does. When I do a career reading, I look into work. I look into purpose. I look into how you connect with whatever it is that you do. Now, because this is a general reading, and I don't know your actual career, your field, it's still gonna be a little bit abstract, right? So for some of you, it may actually be your hobby or something. You take what resonates with you, leave behind the rest, as always. But I just want to point out, when it's a career, I look into feeling connected to what you do for a living or some sort of a work situation, right? They are I take you out of the love. Of course, there's always depends on who you are. There could be love included in it. If it's career, if it is career and it's not just work, right? Career, it has something to do with forward movement, so it also connects to your sense of purpose, and that's why I'm saying it can also be your hobby. It can be. I mean, you don't have to make money from it, right? It's work. It's work. It's pinnacle energy. Can you sense that I'm a Capricorn? The way that because it matters. It matters. All right. That being said, let's get to it. What am I going to do here? I have my tarot and I also have archetypes. So we're looking into a situation, right? And there will always be some, when we do these kind of readings, there's always going to be something. So if everything is fine, flow, take with you in your career, then fine, just take it as entertainment, right? Always take it as that. Take what you need. All right, let's get to it. Career. What do we have? I'm going to lay out the cards and then I'm going to start talking. I, by the way, did a spiritual reading just before, and I'm going to do a love reading afterwards, so you can click, right? So you can see different types of readings. Sometimes they connect. That's why we're capable of doing general readings. All right, let's see here. What do we have for career? Career, job, career. Oh, okay. Again, remember, take what resonates with you. I'm going to lay out the archetypes as well. What we have underneath the deck is the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. That's something not growing. It's poor investments, right? It's needing to go back and look at something here again. What do we have here? We have the Ace of Wands as the overall, the energy here in what's... Yeah, Four of Swords again. Here it is, this Ace of Wands here in the reverse. That is not the best energy to get in a career reading, guys. You want to see the Ace of Wands on the upright, but at least it is here. And it is in the center of the spread. It is overall energy here. So it is, there is this new path. But what is crossing it, the challenge is the Two of Wands in the reverse. So we are talking about needing to go back to the drawing board and look at things again. So that forward energy, that flow is not quite there. The energies are not flowing. What we have here is a delay. What we have is possibly even frustration. We have probably even feeling disconnected. By the way, if the sound is not aligned with the software, hold on. It's because... Oh, it is okay. But if it disconnects, a little bit, then it's just because the software is like that right now. Sorry. Anyway, as I was saying here, it is just the motivation is a little bit challenged. Can we say that? And does that matter? Yeah, it bloody hell matter in a career. The motivation is what gives you the drive to go somewhere. We're going to pull some oracles as well, right? And we're going to lay out these here. But let's see what we have here in the past. We have a we have a emperor in the reverse, and that's why I got because there's something here screams bad boss. We have got to acknowledge the fact that there are bad bosses out there. It's a shock, I know, it's a shock. Bad bosses, oh dear lord, but they are there, and they are. I mean, it's very rare that I hear about a good boss. I hear more stories about bad bosses. I hear stories about bosses who like to believe themselves being amazing at what they do. And they may be very good at the pragmatics, but when it comes to connecting to the people that they are managing, they suck. Right? They are more of a boss administrator, but they're not really connecting to the people. Right? And I can go into a long explanation about that. Not explanation, a long story about... what on earth do I have to find the English words for this? I'm so used to talk about this in Danish. Governing. Let's call it the governing. Governance. Governing administration versus managing. Do we administer things and like money, non-human resources, and manage people? Or do we administer non-human resources and manage, or do we manage non-human resources and then we administer humans, right? It's kind of like a little bit of an objectifying. It's a paradox there. Anyway, with this King of Swords is someone who's cold, cynical, maybe very well educated, very smart. So they probably know a lot. But you can know a lot. You can have a formal education and know a lot, and that's how you reach that, right? And still suck at dealing with people. That's bad boss. A bad boss is someone who knows a lot, but about whatever it is the topic they're working with, but they don't really know a lot of how managing people. And if you have a big company and you're not just a small entrepreneur, but you have people working under you, you got to learn to work with people. Or you got to hire an HR department. That's what HR is about, right? That's why they are in the top. You have the top, you have government, finance, HR, and technology. Those are the key resources in any business. Of course, because then also the product, but that's, then you have the products. Anyway, never mind that. What the key here is, it has to do with power imbalance. It has to do with the boss and employee relationship, employer-employee relationship, and can affect motivation. Right? For those of you here where we have, it's a blockage also in getting something new started. We're going to do some more clarification here, right? 7 minutes in, and that's where we are. So that's what we have of a key energy. We have you here holding on. Now, you may be a little bit timid in terms of opening up and sharing your energies, be it your money. Be it that you don't want to share your money, or you don't want to share your creative ideas. You're holding on to yourself. It may be a good idea. If you have this energy here, that I want to call it nasty. Right? If you're not motivated, see, that's what motivation does. If you're not motivated, you don't give. You don't give freely. But you're still holding on here. And that would probably be because of a sense of security, and that also makes sense. You don't want to lose out on a paycheck. You don't want to lose out on something here. Right? You have bills to pay, most likely. But yeah, you have bills. Life comes with bloody bills, okay? So, what we have here coming, we have the Tower coming up, so that's something of a shock. That's something here that's got to crash and burn. I feel as though I'm looking green. I have to look at the color scheme. Sorry, it's just became, I know what. Sorry, became aware that the colors are reflected back in a way that makes me look really, really green. And I know why. I'm not green. Anyway, I just love the color green. Anyway, let's get here. We have, that's where you holding on here, right? It's a sense of security. What is it that you're hoping for or fearing? Being called out. Now we have something about a phone call taking place here, coming out of nowhere. And there will come a situation where you probably should defend yourself or stand up to yourself. That's what we have of coming energies. But what we have in your surroundings is a bloody Queen of Cups. So that's why I'm a little bit, holy shit, because she is she's the HR, okay? She's HR. She's the she's the HR. I wanted to say she's the best HR, but she's the best HR when she has a Queen of Pentacles with her, because the Queen of Cups, she's so sweet. She's the one you want to go and have coffee with, and you want to talk. You need these kind of people in your bloody organization, because they care. They care about people. She's in your environment here, right? She's not always about the practical. That's the thing I said. You need a little pentacle energy to support her. That's why we have teamworks, right? We have teamworks. we kind of complement each other. She brings creativity as well. But that's what you have in your environment. That's very interesting. And I see you getting a phone call from this person. I don't know, maybe they're contacting you. It's almost like someone here is coming your way. You may push her away. Like, please place these energies as they resonate. The thing is, if you're feeling as though you are a little demotivated, she will absolutely come with inspiration. She also brings counsel. I see that communication may come as a shock. But why do we then have this as an outcome here? Are you afraid of being critically judged or criticized? That's also what we have with the King of Swords. If that is your reality, if this is what I see in your past, that you have been criticized a lot, or if you have experienced that or perceived that, or it's a bad boss. Okay, it's a bad boss. If you have experienced it, then that would be here with you, and then pushing that away. So let's pull out some more energies. I want to lay out the archetypes to get more. Oh my God, would you look at that? The king in the reverse showed up. I have just almost went through this. It's like the bad boss energy is haunting me here. But let's face it, it matters. The work environment matters. Maybe you could look up the spiritual reading as well if this is something that affects you. Alright, let's see. Ace of Wands in the reverse. We have Healer in the reverse. I'm just gonna lay it out. Ooh la la. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, we're gonna look at the outcome. All right, so what we have underneath the deck is the threshold, and we also have, it comes with the Seven of Pentacles underneath the deck. What does this matter? It matters because it means that the energies are not really ready to step over the boundary. It's not really ready to initiate. And why is that? It's because something here needs to be looked at again. And that's also what we get with this Ace of Wands and the and the Two of Wands in the reverse, is that something here is just not creating. There's a lot of frustration. That's what comes when things don't create. It's because maybe something here is being created from a very dry place, a lot of fire. Now we're talking symbolic language here. I do that a lot. Imagine that you have a desert. All right, how can I say this? It's actually in the archetype, but it's not showing up here. It is. Imagine a desert as a place where you go on pilgrim journeys or something like that to figure out the vision, right? Figure out where it is that you want to go or something. That's a very dry place. What happens when you have been out there too long? You start seeing visions of water, and water representing creativity and emotional. She's the Queen of Cups here, right? She may be on a boat right now. But anyway, the water is what is kind of helps balance out the dryness here, so it doesn't turn all desert. All right, better example. Growing a plant. I just went through that, the other one. If you're growing a plant, it needs water, right? Otherwise the earth dries out. But not too much water either. And it needs sun. Mechanisms of life. Along an earth and all of that, right? And air. So that's basically, you can actually make an example here of a plant, growing a plant, or requiring all the elements. The alchemist here, right? Earth, the soil from which it grows. And the actual manifest, the physical. Water being what nurtures, the nectar, the fire being the sun, being the heat, being daylight, and then water also being the cool, the nighttime, right, where there comes moist comes during nighttime, right? If it doesn't come from your hand, it comes from moist during the nighttime. And then we have air, which is then giving back, which is truth, which is life, which is the communication we give to each other so we keep something going. Anyway, let's get back into the earth here. In the recent past, we have the Vow and we have the Empress. This is a bad boss who didn't keep his word. It's as simple as that. It brings messy karma, with something here being broken, a promise being broken. Now here we have the poet. Says something very interesting, because you have the poet. The poet goes with the promise. In the old archaic practice of aletheia, with aletheia being representation of truth-telling, the poet gives a promise to tell what it is that he sees, and he will do so by speaking truth. He will be a witness to what it is that he sees. It's basically, you know, if you, depending on what it is that you work with, if you work with communication or something, or I know you have to observe something and then you have to communicate it, and you have to do so truthfully without being biased. The truth is there. Here's what it is that we have with you, but you're holding it to yourself. You don't want to share it. You may not feel safe enough to open up and say something, even though you have witnessed it. And that happens to a lot of toxic environments where you may see bullying going on. It's an example here, right? You may see bullying going on, or you may be experiencing some sort of bullying, or you may see something that's just not, you know, supposed to be there. I mean, and then you don't say it. There's a reason why we have the whistleblower, right? And I don't know how it's like in your country, but in my country we have a law for whistleblowers. I believe it's like that in many countries. Why do we have whistleblowers? Because we have these people who will not listen, who will put their own needs first, intentionally or unintentionally. But what matters is that the way that they respond, getting fired. And we are about our security. Why do job, career matter? Because they pay the fucking bills. Make sure we have a roof over our head and food on the table. Now what we have here with the King of Swords in the reverse, and it comes with the cave. Now I'm very curious about him here, because that is the situation that's going on. But let's quickly look at this. Yeah, there's a situation here that's not healing, right? The healing. Let's look at this healing energy in my little book. The healer. Shows up in the reverse. Is tired and needy and forgetting your own practice. What is the healer in general about? The healer as an energy is a light worker. It's someone, is the energy here about seeing things for what they are and shining light into it. It's a natural inclination to remember, to return to and reclaim that essential and eternal life force, so from which we so easily drift away. It's basically also, you know, let's say that you have an education, or you have a desire here to work in marketing, and you work with HR. You don't really, then you forget what it is that you want, your practice. You forget what it is that you wanted to do, and that demotivates, right? That demotivates here. It's like, because I'm saying this, the force of this archetype within everyone, it is our natural inclination to remember, to return to and reclaim that essential and eternal life force from which we so easily drift apart. The forgetting here is basically forgetting that mission, forgetting that purpose, forgetting what it is that you wanted to do, forgetting why you started this project, forgetting why you started this form of career. It's very natural to you have an idea about how your career is going to go, and then you end up doing something different. But there comes a point when you drift so far away from what you started, and then you don't want to. That's where people, who they stop, right? They feel as though, all right, if they are strong enough themselves, they will disconnect from that place, because suddenly they're doing tasks they didn't sign up to do, and it kills that motivation. I think everyone who has been in an internship knows this. Right? You don't hire someone with ambitions or a drive to go somewhere to get someone else coffee or for years advance. Or you know all of that right here, because that drives motivation here. All right, we forgot to get to the healing of what it was, but it was about forgetting your practice and forgetting, right? So that's what we have in the center, and we have created here, because something here can't be created. If you feel demotivated, it's because you're losing the spark, you're feeling burdened here, but that's because going back to the plan. Let's get here, where did we have the healer? Yeah, tired, needy, forgetting its own practice. Multi-layered, it's forgetting, yeah, it's basically, you know what some bad bosses here, but they tell you something. It's very typical to hire someone telling you what's common, I don't know, but there can be bad businesses. They will hire you and tell you something, and you believe it, but then when you go into the work, you don't get to do what you were promised to do. That's how to recognize a bad work environment, by the way. Anyway, but yeah, there's something here about going back to the beginning here, forgetting why the entire thing started. But with the cave here, where's the cave? The cave is where we go to find nurture, but someone here is a little bit too cold. They are forgetting that. They are letting logic rule their heart. Now with you, I see you holding back from this. Now, of course, it may also be you that you are so focused on, I can't lose, I have to pay my bills, so I have to stay in this. And I'm not going to say that that's bad or anything, but just, it could be that, but you still may not be feeling secure. But I'm telling you, if that is this, and I see things going around and ring, and you don't really feel comfortable speaking your truth, they're gonna get. The moment you find another job, you're gonna be gone from this. Show me here. 6 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. Someone here is a bit. They push away something. Someone here has forgotten. I don't know if this is the way place you work or you, but this is something someone here has forgotten. When things were fun, you know, when you first start out a business, you know how the chaotic it is. It's almost like having a little family, because you do a lot of different tasks here, because there's not enough people working there, not enough hands. But it's also kind of fun, right? Because there's a devotion to it. But when things get bigger, it's very easy to kind of lose connection to why did it even get started. Why are we doing it? It becomes kind of mundane. But I get here that someone here has lost connection to that. I don't know who that is. But for you, you're holding on here. Let's get some oracles. We are at about 21 minutes in. I'm explaining a lot because I want to tell you what's going to happen here. But anyway, let's see. I want to see more about this 8 of Wands. It comes with the goddess of the moon. There are small signs here because some contract here has been broken. Someone here is being released from something, because that's what I see here in the past. A contract being broken, a promise being broken. So freedom is at play here. It's just about finding the motivation to then get something going here. And we have Observer in the reverse. And we have Treasure Island. Before that inspiration here is gotta come here. There's something about, again here, for you, be mindful that you don't let logic take over those small hunches for you, right? I get as though there's someone here coming your way. If some of you have just came out of a contract with something that didn't work, there was a power imbalance. The motivation here, there's a blockage in trying to getting something here created. Don't forget that place in your heart. Don't forget to connect to your creativity. And even if you're a very logical person and you're not the most creative, but then recognize it in others. But then at least you still have this connection to yourself, connection to, I don't know, enjoyment. Although I see your fear here is that it's being critically devalued, and also getting in a commitment here that's fake. Some of you don't want to open up and get into a commitment to sign a contract or something, because then you have to stay in this energy. And if it was this energy in the past that had a nasty contract or something, you know, if you hired someone, or if you were it tends to be people who hire people and they work on a contract and it turns out to be the wrong person you hired, and then getting out of that contract is terrible. But it can also be the other way around here, where you can't get out of a contract unless you have to pay a lot of money. But I just see the contract here being an issue. In all cases, what we have to do here is with the hunches, following the small hunches, because something here is going to lead you to a Queen of Cups. She's the complete fucking opposite. She's not at all of this. She is the most creative and most kind and most caring and nurturing person coming here. She doesn't care about your degree. She doesn't care about how much experience you have. She cares about how people connect with people. She's not material. Like she doesn't judge people. That's the thing. The Queen of Cups, she doesn't judge people. She's in the bardo, which is before things here, because I actually get as though this energy here, for things to move forward for you, you have to wait for this one to come your way. Because in order for the threshold here, for order to move over into something new here, This it's like this Queen of Cups has the key, because she is in the bardo, which is a step before here, where you go in and you look at the options. This Queen of Cups, she's looking at her options. I mean, she could be an HR department here, right? But she's looking at her options of what it is where she can go. She cares about people. That's the thing here. If anyone were to persuade her, and they come with a lot of, I have this and this and this and experience, I have 25 years of experience in that, or what have, I know all of these people, she will not care. What she will care about is how you treat other people. That's what matters to her. What we have here is a communication coming. It could be some sort of formal institution here. It's a small communication, electronic communication. It's actually like getting network here. And what we have is and she comes with the fucking mother energy, which is the nurture. That which is lacking here, that creativity which is not here, she will bring it. It's gonna come like a shock. It's gonna come out of nowhere, but she will bring it. Now, are you ready to open up to this? This is like being aligned. It has a lot to do with her. Whoever she is. It's like she holds the key. But she's also affecting this. Because she's in the upright, she's capable of dealing with these idiots. Sorry, idiots. But she, as you know, she can't deal with these energies. But she's strong, so she will probably walk away. Right? Because Queen of Cups I mean, it depends on what it is, because it is a career reading, right? Oh God, if she is the one who has to deal with this, I hope that she has a good network supporting her. But yeah, the creativity, the drive that's being blocked, she's going to bring this. Now, however, we do have a frustration. Why is this energy being pushed away? Someone here wants to fight, but there's a frustration in this fight that's gonna happen here. Now, let's look at this observer here. Is it because she's not looking yet, or what is it? No, that's probably here now. Show me the observer. 49 in the reverse. Perspective, objectivity, neutral. Come on. The protection here, right? It is everything. Sometimes your life options are suction cupped to your face and you can't see beyond yourself. There's a big world out there, a multitude of potential realities that you are unable to perceive at the present. You are literally stuck. So are you literally stuck? It's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Other points of views are needed now before you move forward. Take heart. A beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink in it. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. So this Queen of Cups here, she may actually be someone who wants to give advice, because that's what she does, right? She may come your way by some magical way, with some sort of a communication. It shows up as somewhat very formal. She could be working within a bigger institution with the temple here, right? So it's something very traditional. It's very, yeah, it just is. Despite her being extremely kind and caring, she's very traditional. Or the setting is very traditional. And you will also have it as your strength here to connect with good norms. But someone here is going to push that away. I don't know. I feel as though there is a negative experience here in the recent past. Absolutely. There's a karma. There is some karma here. We have an emperor and we have a tower moment. There is the energy from the past has got to be released. Right? Show me this past energy, because I feel as though it's blocking it. It's like a memory is being triggered here and someone pushes something away here. But that creates this stuck energy. Kind of want to look, I just want to look up this contract in the reverse, which I'm looking at right here. Contract in the reverse, yet I swear to God, someone here has this tendency to do strategies where they don't, I mean, this is like the consultant contract. If any of you know that, the consultant contract is somewhere where you hire someone as a consultant and they work under shitty conditions. Let's just say like that. Personal opinion, of course. Consultants can't have an opinion of their own sometimes, but they're supposed to have one, right? But They don't get pension and all of that. It's just terrible contracts. But let's see here. Contract in the reverse is the contract reverse indicates an ending of a previous connection or where future commitment is concerned. It can bring warnings of delays, perhaps even possible disappointment. That's where we are now, right? The sale of the house could fall through. The job offer may not come when it is expected, or a union may be stalled. Don't give up hope. This delay will provide some purpose or protection from you, and even better could be on its way. This card could caution you not to become desperate. You needy, urgent energies could actually postpone this desired outcome. Continue taking action even if it's in another direction, and your patience will, and your patience it's written as patient. Your patient resolve will pay off. Patient, all right, maybe. If the breakup of a relationship is involved, always remember that you deserve to be honored. I see a contract here being not honored. Open your heart and your life to the person who is willing to be fully present and loving. The person is waiting to commit to your own self-honoring heart. Someone here don't have. I keep getting as though whoever it feels so much as though some of you have worked on contracts that have been very short-term contracts, because someone here, they don't have the bloody courage. I mean, that's the bad boss. That's the selfish here. That is creating an environment where you don't feel safe, right? Because you don't have job guarantee. When you work on these contracts, when you work on these conditions, and you don't have a job guarantee, you don't really foster motivation. I gotta say, but it depends on who you are. Anyway, good results are coming up, but someone here's going to push that away. We're on 31 minutes. Show me the Tower. Comes with the 5 of Swords. That's a conflict here. And 7 of Pentacles. There's someone. All right, I swear to God. Where are you? Right, show me this Queen of Cups in your environment. How is your environment seeing you? They see you as someone here who brings. It's like you're diplomatic here. You're very diplomatic. Oh, yeah. And you see your yes, I just asked, how do you see your environment? You see them as the Emperor, right? So there may be this nasty energy here. You could be in this energy here where you have this. You work on this. You do this diplomatic. There's these diplomatic here situations here, and then you get this communication coming your way. This Queen of Cups, she could have Libra in her, Gemini, but she's definitely, it could be a legal situation. Alright, I'm not joking. Justice, 8 of Wands, it is a communication coming your way from this person. It's just in the making right now. It's not coming right now. She also has the Empress. Who the hell is she? I swear to God, this is like a good work partnership. I cannot understand why it's being blocked. Because I see, this is what happens when logic meets creativity. Creativity brings disruption to logic, and logic brings disruption to creativity, because logic brings order, logic brings pain, logic brings this sort of truth that has to come in and separate things and bring things in order and structure. Creativity just wants to float all over the place, right? But we gotta have both. Logic becomes cold and desert. This has the desert energy, and the creativity is the bloody abundance. Together they do miracles, but not separate. You have to have both. Anyway, I see a conflict coming up here regarding how to have something growth. There's a lot of nurturing energy supporting this. A lot. That's probably where we have the Queen of Cups. She's an advocate or something like that. She's probably trying to bring into she has this strong nurture energy. She's a good counterpart to this negative energy because she can deal with it. So she's probably trying to argue her case here. What you don't see here, 2 of Swords, it's just this, I don't know where to go. That's what I get here. I don't know if there's long-term potential in this. I don't know if this can grow. It's like being out, when you are in an exam or something, you just deliver something and you have people there talking about which grade to give you. That's what you don't see, but I see the communication coming your way here. Some of you, there could be a Capricorn included. Oh my God, there are too many people included, right? The thing is that I feel as though there's going to be a detachment here. I feel as though the detachment is happening because you're holding on to yourself. There's a sadness here. Oh, dear Lord. For some of you, it's because this is you losing motivation. Alright, but the motivation is here. The thing is that I feel as though you might be... yeah. It's like this. Why should I speak? Why should I open up to this? I don't know what this is, but I see a lot of conflicts surrounding this. Can we say it like that? What is it that's coming up here? We have Magician and the Mirror in the reverse. Let's see. And then we're gonna call that it. That's the 53. That is, it's warning you that you might be missing a great opportunity. The time is right, but you're not taking advantage of the creative energy of this cycle. You do have the power to transform things for yourself, to create something new, whether a home, business, family, or life direction. You may be resistant to or even disbelieving of the unlimited power you possess, but it's time to wake up. The misinformation and perceived limitation that linger from the past can no longer sustain you. Your life is the mirror that reflects your inner energy, yet you have the ability to change what you see. You must fully open up to the complete truth of your internal vision, talents and abilities, and take the risk of believing in yourself. Now is the time to dig deep, find the confidence and courage within to make most of this opportune cycle. You have the resources you need, the unlimited resources are at your disposal. So for some of you, this has to do with no self-sabotaging. Are you self-sabotaging because you're not opening up? Because you're not sharing? Because you don't want to share your creative projects? That's a question here for you. There's a strong... Everything here screams there's a lot of fertile energy here. This Queen of Cups, she has so much fertility. She can help something grow. She brings that water, but someone here is going to push that back. Don't be afraid of teamwork. Don't be afraid of advice. Don't be afraid of listening to what other people have to say. If you don't like it, then just don't take it with you. It would be this would be probably someone, because I have a highly sensitive energy on the table. There's a highly sensitive, this shows up as someone who don't want to be told that they are not smart enough, or they don't want to feel as though they're not smart enough. Someone here, as I came here with again, someone they have a high education, probably good resource and all of that, but they probably, I gotta be honest, they may suck at the emotional thing, right? They rather think emotions rather than feel them, and that's where we have a Queen of Cups different. This could be a good teamwork, but gotta be open to it and not take things as criticism. Be constructive criticism, not being, too sensitive, because that's a blocking energy. I don't know where this energy comes from, be you or them, but yeah, this is just interesting. What is it that you don't see here? Financial constraints is being driven by this. We don't have money. And for some of you, it's also taking chances because you are afraid that you will lose out on some sort of a profit here. But definitely with the Seven of Wands, there's like an indication saying, be ready to stand up for yourself. Let's quickly read the thread and then we are done. Just want to see if there's anything here for you, just for the future energy, right? Because in case you will need it. The thread. The thread. I've just been going on over a lot about the thread. The thread has to do with the circle of meaning of chaos. Oh, didn't I not go over this of chaos? Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously, circularly, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distraction. For some of you, it's about also, by the way, pushing away distractions. Don't get distracted by the chaos that may come with this, because the feminine energy, she comes with a fucking lot of chaos. The Queen of Cups, she will come with chaos. She's creative. That's where creativity is born, in chaos. People who are very logic, they are using logic to think creatively. It's not really, it's kind of like, it's contradicting. I am logically connecting to my creativity. I'm connecting to my creativity through logic. Because you're afraid of chaos, Or it would be you or someone else, but chaos comes from creativity. That's why creative people are messy. And why I said always I'm a creative person, right? So I was always like, the best thing for me is to have a bloody structured person with me. I learned the hard way to create structure myself, because I had to. But it's not easy. It's just, it would be easier. It's like, it's just so easy when you have someone that's structured, because then you can just be fully creative. Otherwise, you have to invest a lot of your time and effort, more than logical people actually realize. They may say it's very easy to be structured. It takes a shitload of amount of effort for a creative person to be structured. And don't, because I have had people like, it's so easy. You just do this and that order. It's like, yes, I'm doing it, but I'm investing a lot of time and effort because I'm a creative person. But then, you struggle here with thinking outside the box, and I'm sitting here going, but it's so easy, But we never say that. You have to be kind. Anyway, the thread is about life being a tangle. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Through this happens the most profound level. It could be the simplest incident and activates the thread. An image or conversation heard in the passing. See, you know what we get here for some of you? You will have to stand your ground. Coming up in the future, you will have to stand your fucking ground amidst the chaos. This is the hater energy, right? There will probably be haters. There will be people who don't agree with you. Welcome to life. Sorry, you probably know this, but prepare for that energy. It's a great pushing forward here. It's a typical, someone wants to block, someone wants to create. But the people who, you know what, you do what you have to do. Just know it's a very fertile energy, but someone here has got to connect with their creativity. Shows a little bit up as you, but you know what, it could be a bad boss. So you take whatever you want from this, and I am gonna move on to the love reading. I will see you next time. Take care.